Thomas and Victoria by Christopher Audrey, the Railway Series number 41. Thomas and Victoria. Forward. Dear friends, here are 4 new adventures for Thomas's branch line. In them, you will meet up with several friends, including, of course, Thomas himself. Oh, and there are new friends that you call Victoria. We all hope that you will like her as much as we do. The author. Overloaded. Toby was worried so many workmen were needed at the quarry that Henrietta wasn't able to carry them all. Bertie did his best to help, but he couldn't get closer than the quarry gate. We need another coach to take the men inside, Toby complained. One morning, Bertie didn't feel well, and Henrietta was all on her own. More and more workmen climbed into her. "Help!" Henrietta exclaimed. "I shan't be able to move." "We can't either," grumbled the workmen. "We're too squashed together." Henrietta had a balcony at each end, and soon even these were packed. She was fuller than ever before. Toby had a hard job staring. Come on, Toby fussed impatiently, his wheels slipping on the damp rails. People in the street, as the train struggled past. Toby rang his bell cheerfully, but Henrietta wasn't so happy. Suddenly, a car came out of the side street in front of them. Toby's driver put on the brakes at once. The train stopped quickly, and some of the workmen were pushed against the railing of Henrietta's front balcony. It bent, but luckily it didn't break. A policeman passing on a bicycle stopped and wrote something in his notebook. "Oh dear," Henrietta said to herself. "This means trouble, I think." She was right. The next day, an inspector came to see the quarry manager. "There is a by-law, sir," he said, "which says that passengers should not be carried on the end balconies of railway carriages." "I'm sorry, Inspector," the manager said. "It doesn't usually happen, but the bus couldn't run today. Please make sure it doesn't happen again," said the inspector. The quarry manager telephoned the Fat Controller to see if he could help. The Fat Controller wasn't hopeful, and the quarry manager went home for tea, shaking his head sadly. A few days later, Thomas stopped at the station by the river. As they waited, he heard a buzzing inside from behind a hedge near the platform. Suddenly, there was a rustling and a loud crash. A mailman's head appeared above the hedge. He had a saw in his hands. "It's nice to see the railway once more," he said hopefully. "It's been a jungle in here." Later, Thomas stopped there again. "Hello," said the shaky voice. Thomas was puzzled. "Hello," said the shaky voice. Thomas was puzzled, but his driver had heard it too. He looked at the hedge and saw a very old, very broken-down railway coach. "What's your name?" asked the driver. "Victoria," replied the coach shyly. "Are you Thomas's driver?" But before he could answer, the guard's whistle blew, and they had to go. At the top station, Toby told Thomas about the workmen. "I really need another coach," he said sadly. But we've just found one," said Thomas excitedly. "She's in an orchard near the river, and she is old and lonely. She's got no wheels, and her roof leaks like a sieve," interrupted Thomas's driver. "Don't even think about it." But Thomas did think about it and asked the Fat Controller. The Fat Controller listened, made some arrangements, and telephoned the quarry manager. "Good morning, Toby and Henrietta," the manager greeted them. The manager greeted them the next morning. "It's going to be all right," he went on. "The Fat Controller says don't worry about another coach because he has something up his sleeve."